of raping and murdering his 7-year-old playmate.
Dedicated, determined, dependable. This is Channel 5 Eyewitness News at 11.
Good evening, I'm Cynthia Good.
And I'm Ken Watts. The defense has now rested its case in the rape and murder trial of 14-year-old DeMail Henry. The defense put him on the stand today in an effort to discredit his own alleged confession. It's some of the only evidence linking him to the crime. Channel 5's Jim Schuler reports.
Did you tell him yes because that's what you thought he wanted to hear?
Just say yes.
You just said yes.
14-year-old murder suspect DeMail Henry became tearful after nearly 3 hours on the stand this afternoon, even as he was questioned by his own attorney. Consistent with defense allegations, DeMail had testified earlier that police coerced him into his signed confession with threats of sexual abuse from other prisoners.
Then who was going to get you?
The man in jail.
What did you think you had to do in order for the men not to get you?
Tell him I did.
Later, in cross-examination about the brutal rape and strangulation of his 7-year-old playmate, Sharita Kinlaw, the district attorney questioned DeMail line by line about statements in his alleged confession obtained by police.
Did you think you'd already killed her? That's what made you hang her by her neck and run out of the apartment? Because she was going to tell on you and you tried to have sex with her?
I didn't kill her.
Do you feel your son's innocent?
Yes, I do.
At the conclusion of this last day of testimony, DeMail Henry's mother told reporters that charges against her son did not mean she had failed as a parent, even though DeMail was living away from home with a family friend at the time of the murder.
I don't feel responsible because that's just like taking a vacation, just like anybody else send your kids to a boarding school and anything else. So I don't feel no guilt, no nothing.
Twice today, the defense asked the court for a directed verdict of acquittal, saying that the prosecution had failed to prove its case. And twice the judge denied that motion, saying that question was one for the jury to decide. Now both sides have rested their case, and the fate of the 14-year-old will most likely end up in the hands of the jury tomorrow night. In DeKalb County, Jim Schuler, Channel 5 Eyewitness News.
If convicted, the 14-year-old could face 2 life sentences plus 50 years in prison.
And Ken, this developing story just into us at Eyewitness News. An 11-year-old boy is in stable condition after being shot in the stomach, apparently by his playmates, near his home on People Street. That's in northwest Atlanta. Police are calling it an accident. Witnesses tell them the children were all playing with a .22 caliber pistol when it went off about 7:30 tonight. The name of the child has not been released. In other news, an estimated 500,000 abortion rights demonstrators converged on the nation's capital today. Their goal, to sway politicians and a conservative Supreme Court. With speeches and songs, entertainers and politicians, hundreds of thousands showed their support today for abortion rights. And they promised to throw lawmakers out of office if they don't respect their reproductive freedom.
And we are here to say to the government, you got enough problems of your own. Stay out of my womb.
The message to government comes 3 weeks before the U.S. Supreme Court reviews a Pennsylvania law which imposes severe restrictions on abortion. The decision could eventually lead to the reversal of Roe versus Wade, which legalized abortion.
What I'm finding is Republican men and women, independent men and women, coming forward and saying, we're supporting you because we really do care about this issue.
So they're trying to pass the Freedom of Choice Act so states won't be able to keep a woman from terminating her pregnancy. And the supporters aren't just young Democrats.
I'm a Republican, and I'm here to tell you we're going to change the platform at the Republican convention. And so my 2-year-old granddaughter will have that choice.
Anti-abortion groups, meantime, erected a mock graveyard of crosses to symbolize fetuses aborted every day in the U.S. And the counter-protesters clashed with a pro-choice group. But it was a day for political muscle flexing for thousands of women and men attending the first abortion rights march in the nation's capital in 3 years. Some are calling it the largest pro-choice rally ever, and they say it's just the beginning.
These people have to listen to us. We are their electorate.
And many of the pro-choice marchers and celebrities say they plan to lobby Congress tomorrow for that freedom of choice law.
The Democratic presidential candidates battled over abortion in the latest debate of Campaign 92. Jerry Brown and Bill Clinton support a woman's right to end her pregnancy, but each questions the other's commitment to that cause.
I don't care what Governor Brown's personal convictions about abortion are. I think most people who are pro-choice have reservations about abortion. And what I wanted to say was that it's a matter of public record that he held up the California Democratic platform for 3 weeks because it had a pro-choice plank.
I have a record. I appointed 7 judges. All 7 appointed a woman's right to choose an abortion and the right for women to get Medi-Cal funding. In terms of holding up a platform, that's just not true.
Both candidates later appeared at the abortion rally in Washington. Clinton is facing new controversy over his Vietnam-era draft status. Earlier, Clinton said he had a high draft number and was never called to serve. Now he admits he received a draft notice in 1969 while studying at Oxford University in England. But Clinton says the letter came after he was due to report. He claims his local draft board gave him permission to complete his term at Oxford. Meanwhile, Brown is answering new questions about his tenure as California governor. The Los Angeles Times says Brown appointed more than 100 judges to the bench after they or their families donated money to his political campaigns. Brown denies any wrongdoing. The candidates meet Tuesday in the crucial New York primary in which 244 delegates are at stake. One-time candidate Paul Tsongas will be watching the New York primary results very closely. The former Massachusetts senator says he'll announce Wednesday whether or not he plans to resume his campaign for the White House. Tsongas suspended his campaign last month after losing several key primaries and running short of money. But since then, Tsongas has continued to win votes in states where his name is still on the ballot.
Excitement fills the air as the Atlanta Braves prepare to throw the first pitch of the new season, and it all begins on Tuesday night in Houston. But workers at Atlanta Fulton County Stadium are also getting ready for a new year. And the crews are busy preparing the field, painting new billboards, and putting out new Braves souvenirs. The Miracle Braves won the Western Division last year, allowing them to play Pittsburgh for the National League pennant. They also won that, and as you remember, the victory landed the Braves in the World Series. The fans are optimistic the team will complete the job this year.
The Braves will go all the way this year. They won't be stopped by Minnesota or by anyone else. The beginning of the season may be a little tough. It takes time to gel, but it took them time last year. And they're going to do well.
I think you have to keep up the level of enthusiasm, and a lot of that depends on the players getting along and not getting too big heads and staying humble. And I think the team was definitely humble last year.
Be sure to tune in to Channel 5 tomorrow night at 8:30 for a Braves special. The first pitch, the Braves' '92 season, hosted by Bill Hartman at the stadium, and Jeff Hollinger will be in Houston. Once again, you can see it all Monday night at 8:30 right here on Channel 5.
As Eyewitness News continues, a mother's attempt to rescue her 2 young children from a raging trailer fire fails. And the aftermath of an Iranian attack on rebel forces deep inside Iraq. Plus this.
5 buildings come crashing down in Pennsylvania on purpose. And coming up later, the Elvis stamp. The time has come to bring the issue to a vote. John?
It was a great day today, but will it last? We'll find out in just a few minutes.
A fine quality suit is imported and costs a fortune, right? Wrong. Kuppenheimer suits are exceptional and made in the USA. Atlanta, our values fit your values.
640 WGST and Peach are the new radio homes of the Atlanta Braves. Braves Radio is 640 WGST and FM 95 WPCH.
For years, if you wanted a beautiful, healthy lawn, you had to collect your grass clippings in a container like this. But Toro recycler mowers cut without bagging, turning clippings into fine pieces that become a natural fertilizer, not thatch. So, for a beautiful, healthy lawn today, you don't have to put your clippings into this container. You can simply put them into this one. See the complete line of Toro recycler mowers at these Toro dealers.
Now, a coast-to-coast savings event, the biggest in our history. Announcing the National Jeep Sale at your Jeep and Eagle dealers. Save over $2,200 on the rugged Jeep Cherokee, or up to $900 on the freedom-loving Jeep Wrangler. Now, the vehicles that fit in anywhere fit even better into your budget. So hurry in today, because while our vehicles know no limits, our sales do.
The fabric is pure wool. The pants are lined to the knee. The jacket features a passport pocket. And the price? That's the best part. Atlanta, our values fit your values.
Iraq state-run radio is warning Iran tonight of serious consequences for what it calls blatant aggression. This is the end result after Iranian warplanes attacked a rebel base deep inside of Iraq. Iraq claims to have shot down one of the planes. The air raid marks a big change in relations between the two countries, which were at war for 8 years. While that war ended in 1988, the two countries have not signed a peace treaty formally ending the aggression. And all day today, Iranian dissidents stormed Tehran's embassies and consulates across Europe and North America to protest that bombing. In New York, 5 Iranian nationals have surrendered after taking over Iran's mission to the UN and taking an employee hostage. The hostage has been released unharmed, but they left behind smashed-up furniture and anti-Khomeini slogans on the walls. The protesters say today's actions are to condemn Iran's aggression and damage to human rights.
In Scranton, Pennsylvania today, there was a show Hollywood would envy. Five buildings were imploded to make way for a new $100 million mall. Construction will have to wait for about 2 months while work crews remove the rubble. The new mall is expected to open in time for the 1993 Christmas season. The implosion is reported to be one of the biggest ever in this country. 2 young children have died in a Florida trailer fire despite their mother's desperate attempts to rescue them. Investigators say Jennifer Bacon and her boyfriend were only able to get one of her 3 children out. The children who died are ages 4 and 1. The surviving child is 5. Bacon suffered minor burns herself. She had just regained custody of the children and was trying to prove she was a fit mother. Firefighters haven't determined the cause of that fire.
Arkansas billionaire Sam Walton, the founder of America's largest chain of retail stores, lost his battle with bone cancer today. Just last month, President Bush awarded the 74-year-old Walton the Presidential Medal of Freedom. And this afternoon, Arkansas Governor Bill Clinton said his state has lost one of its greatest citizens. Walton made his fortune after building up the Walmart discount store from a single store. He is survived by his wife, 3 children, and 10 grandchildren.
When we come back, John Doyle with the changes ahead in our weather. Also, the Cherry Blossom Festival gets into full swing in Washington.
Also coming up tonight, hundreds of Leona Helmsley fans turn out to lend support while the Hotel Queen prepares for prison. And in sports, Bill Elliott finds the road to a 5th straight win is a bumpy one. Bill Hartman will tell you all about it.
It's a Super Monday for sports on Channel 5.
Well, now that sounds interesting.
Starting at 8:30 with Braves 92, the first pitch.
Yeah.
Join Channel 5's Jeff Hollinger live from Houston. And Bill Hartman for a preview of the 92 Braves.
Oh, it's coming, son. It's coming.
Then at 9, March Madness comes to a peak with the NCAA Championship game.
Can we go that one more time?
Braves 92, the first pitch on the NCAA Championship game, starting 8:30 Monday on Channel 5.
This suit at the Men's Warehouse is $200. Double-breasted, also $200. Elsewhere, they'd be closer to $300. Classic tuxedo, $200. Quality suits, $200. We guarantee it.
Arby's is the place for different. Like our 4 new subs, piled high with our delicious fresh sliced meats and served on hearth-baked deli rolls. If these aren't the best subs you've ever tasted after just 1 bite, you get your money back. So come to Arby's, or... Arby's is different. Hey, different is good.
The cherry blossoms are blooming in the shadow of the Washington Monument. Today marked the kickoff of the annual Cherry Blossom Festival in Washington, D.C. The popular event includes a number of ceremonies, all marking the arrival of spring in the nation's capital.
And as we all know, the cherry blossoms are blooming right here in Atlanta as well.
Absolutely.
And today was a great day to look.
Yes, and if the weather holds, maybe they'll be safe. It looks very optimistic for the remainder of the week, I am delighted to say, and it all began today. What a beautiful day we had. The strong winds went away, the skies cleared out, and they remain clear at this hour as the temperature continues to drop. We've got 56 degrees, humidity 33%, winds from the southeast at 8, barometer steady at 30.19. Our high today was 67, overnight low last night 37, an average just 7 below normal. Sun rises tomorrow at 7:18, and with the time change, it's set tonight and will tomorrow night at 8:01. What a funny long day that'll be. Well, our temperatures at this hour generally on the cool side, 56 in Atlanta, 52 in Athens, and we're looking at 53s all the way down to South Georgia. An interesting satellite picture I want to show you from mid-evening. Look where all the clear skies are. We are the lucky ones. There's an awful lot of storminess to the west of us, and that is creeping eastward. We will probably see and feel the results of that maybe tomorrow night, most likely by Tuesday. Other than that, general high pressure centered over the Ohio Valley will be pushing southward and then eastward. There's the high pressure center, while the storm to the west dropped 5.5 inches in Galveston County in Texas. Galveston, the city, had 3.6 inches, and it remains stormy there tonight. To the north, very warm weather. That's 88 degrees at Chamberlain, South Dakota. To the east of this cold front, and then to the west of that, we're expecting temperatures in the 20s with possible damage to the fruit trees in Idaho tonight. Still winter along the northern tier of states. That's 14 degrees at Marquette, Michigan earlier this morning. High pressure over the eastern third of the country for now. It will continue to push southward. There's the mean old cold front that brought all the high winds yesterday. A lot of that's kind of washed out, broken up, and moving on out to sea tonight. High pressure moves in tomorrow, and then this storm center creeps eastward from Texas. So as the day goes on, we'll see the clouds increase and our chances of a sprinkle as well by tomorrow night, and then a fair chance of showers again by Tuesday. Then it'll clear out again. So our forecast for tonight is looking fair and cold in the low 40s anyway, with winds light and variable. When you wake up in the morning, probably mid-40s. We'll expect to see the sunshine then, and through most of the day, the skies will continue to cloud up. Temperatures warming up to near 70, maybe a little above. Winds from the southeast at 10. Channel 5-day extended forecast calls for that chance of rain by Tuesday, and then generally partly cloudy right on through Friday. Could see a sprinkle again by Friday. Overnight lows will range in the 40s and 50s. Daytime highs will take a little dip with the rain on Tuesday, and then climb back up, oh boy, into the high 70s. It is going to feel like spring, I think.
Looks like a nice week.
We like that.
See ya.
All right.
When Eyewitness News continues tonight, supporters of convicted tax evader Leona Helmsley rally by her side in New York. Plus, a different kind of rally in the same city, this one to stem the tide of anti-Semitism.
And will it be the young Elvis or the old? The balloting starts tomorrow.
Get ready. The Black Eyed Pea has something special. Our juicy, delicious oven-roasted chicken. You get a tender half chicken, our special bread dressing, your choice of 2 vegetables, and all-you-can-eat homemade rolls and cornbread, all for only $5.99. Just $5.99.
I've got a taste for great home cooking. I've got a taste for the Black Eyed Pea. I've got a taste for the Black Eyed Pea.
The Isuzu Trooper
Right on, son.
has been thoughtfully redesigned to include a new suspension system,
Honey, pothole.
I see it.
giving it an incredibly smooth, quiet ride on the road as well as off. Of course, these days, what's the difference?
In New York, some 600 Leona Helmsley supporters rallied today to support the hotel queen as she prepares for prison. The chairman of the New Trial for Leona committee says the Helmsleys have paid $600 million in taxes in the last 5 years. He says Helmsley has received hundreds of calls and letters offering moral support, and he calls Helmsley's 4-year jail sentence a colossal injustice. Leona Helmsley will begin her 4-year sentence for tax evasion on April 15th.
Also in New York today, thousands turn out for a rally against anti-Semitism and hate crimes. Activists called it a rally for justice. They're angry about what they say is a growing number of bias attacks aimed at Jews in New York. They point to the murder of Yanko Rosenbaum during last year's racial violence in the Crown Heights neighborhood. They say no one's been arrested in that case, while the murder of Yusuf Hawkins, a young black man killed by whites, caused a public furor. Speakers demanded action in the Rosenbaum case and an end to anti-Semitic violence. The son of late civil rights leader Martin Luther King Jr. took his campaign against racial hatred to Salt Lake City today. Martin Luther King III commented after a conference called The Dynamics of Diversity. The Fulton County Commissioner said America is broiling with racial hate. But King said the problem can be overcome through education and diversity in all walks of life.
This may be a presidential election year, but for some, the real issue is which Elvis looks best on a postage stamp. The Postal Service plans to honor the rock and roll legend, and postal officials want the public to choose between 2 versions of the king. The 1950s Elvis or the mature Elvis of Las Vegas fame? Now, the polls show that more than half want a stamp showing the 50s Elvis, 18% prefer the 60s image, and the rest just aren't sure. You can pick up ballots at the post office beginning tomorrow and voice your opinion. The results will be unveiled at Elvis's Graceland Mansion in Memphis on June 4th. Which do you pick, Ken?
I vote for Bill Hartman and sports. How's that?
I'm going to take the young Elvis. I like this music.
We like the old one.
I'll be back in just a second. Elvis will not appear in these highlights from the Braves Cardinals. At least I don't think so.
Perfected. That ball is hit toward Gant, and he drops it.
You better run for prices that make your shopping more fun.
Spring's here, and time for fun with the special purchase of very famous name spring dresses for just $29.99. Sensational styles, fabulous colors, and a wonderful price. Better hurry.
Prices that mean you can afford to relax. Shopping's more fun at TJ Maxx. TJ Maxx.
This is one of the greatest shapes you'll ever see in the 90s. Ready? $99.99. That's the price of this fully equipped 92 Ford Escort 3-door, 4-door, 5-door, or wagon. How fully equipped? How about air conditioning, stereo cassette, power steering, power mirrors, and plenty more? So, get one of these great shapes of the 90s, Ford Escort, for one of these great shapes in the 90s. $99.99. But this is a limited time offer, so hurry.
It takes hard work to get to the Olympic Games, but you could get there with no sweat. Win a trip for two with a Blockbuster Video passport to Barcelona. Pick up your passport at Blockbuster. Every time you rent a movie, we'll punch it. After 6 punches, get the next rental free. Then enter to win. Enter as often as you want, because the more movies you rent, the better shape you'll be in to win a trip to the Olympic Games. So run into Blockbuster Video and get your passport to Barcelona today.
The Braves were not the worst, but they did come in at the bottom of the pack in the preseason games, didn't they?
Philadelphia. Thank goodness for Philadelphia. Braves lose again today. Cardinals beat them 6-5 to finish the exhibition season. Only 10 wins. They had 19 losses. These are the highlights from today's game. Don't give out those souvenirs too early. Cardinal pitcher Bob Tewksbury up to bat in the second. Cardinals leading 2-1. The suicide squeeze is on, but they get him. Tom Pagnozzi is out of there. Terry Pendleton, a shot in the sixth. It was his second home run of the day, tied the score at 3-all. Terry Pendleton breaking out of a slump today. Bottom of the sixth, Tim Jones, no, not that Tim Jones, with the hot shot to Jeff Blauser at third. He makes the good play to second. But in the ninth, it's to Blauser again. He's going to come home to nail the runner. The throw is wild, and that's how the Cardinals beat the Braves. Red Sox over the Philadelphia Phillies 9-3. This one played at RFK Stadium in Washington. Scoreless game, Wade Boggs, home run left field.
Not going to be able to catch it, and that is a home run.
Red Sox leading the Philadelphia Phillies in the fifth. Herm Winningham, a 2-run shot. Boston beats Philadelphia. 9-3 is the final. Stock Car's Bill Elliott's winning ride came to an end at Bristol, Tennessee. He had won 4 in a row, but today it was Alan Kulwicki in the winner's circle. Elliott did not have a sterling day. Sterling Marlin into the wall early. Then Richard Petty bangs him in the rear. Both cars in a lot of trouble, and they fell way back. At the halfway point, Kyle Petty into the wall. Bill Elliott, Brett Bodine got involved. Look at the front of number 11. That is Elliott. He finished in 20th place. Kulwicki's car number 7, passing Kenny Schrader right here.
Alan Kulwicki goes back into the lead.
Alan Kulwicki was the pole sitter. He wins the race. Dale Jarrett second, Schrader third, Terry Labonte fourth. Dale Earnhardt finished in 18th place. At the Phoenix 200 for the Indy cars. Watch this. You're inside Scott Braxton's car as he spins. Does not hit a car, does not hit the wall. Scott Brayton somehow gets it straightened up and is on the race again. Bobby Rahal, start to finish. He is the leader. He is the winner of the Phoenix 200. NBA Larry Bird is out with back spasms again, but the Celtics still beat the Bulls 91-86 at the Boston Garden. John Bagley came off the bench and got 9 points. The three-pointer gave Boston the 7-point lead. A lot of points in there. Michael Jordan scored 26 of them for Chicago. He shoots the jumper from the free throw line. But Kevin McHale, the man to lead the Boston Celtics 91, the Bulls 86. And look at this, the Los Angeles Clippers beat the Milwaukee Bucks 97-96. Former Hawk Doc Rivers taking it in. He was fouled on the shot and went to the line. Now inside to another former Hawk, Moses Malone. He scores for Milwaukee, but now the Clip, Ron Harper, scores. Clippers lead for the first time of the night. Bucks had a chance to win it, can't do it. The Clippers have beaten the Bucks by 1. Other scores from the NBA. Cleveland over New York, New Jersey beat Indiana, Minnesota's the winner. San Antonio beat Denver, Detroit 104, Miami 80, Sacramento 103-89 over Dallas. College baseball, both Tech and Georgia win. Yellow Jackets beating Florida State 10-3 in Tallahassee, and Georgia shut out Alabama 4-0. World League football, you've waited for this. Orlando 28-3 over the Ohio Glory. This is Orlando's Robert Mitchell. 52 yards to Willie Davis.
Mitchell's got a man downfield. 85 is Stacy Simmons.
Touchdown, that is Willie Davis. Mitchell to the air again, this time to Joe Howard. Joe Howard Johnson. 28-3, Orlando beat the Glory. At the Omni tonight, this is Peter Barna as the Olympic skaters are in the Omni performing. It's still going on right now. Barna doing his Charlie Chaplin routine on the ice at the Omni. A little more showmanship than there is during the Olympics. Sports Unlimited is next. Otis Nixon, Bobby Hurley, Jalen Rose, and the golfing winners.
And if we hurry, we can make that show at the Omni.
Quite a lineup for Sports Unlimited, too. We'll watch.
See you, Bill.
Thanks, Bill.
And that's all for this edition of Eyewitness News. I'm Ken Watts.
And I'm Cynthia Good. Thanks for making Channel 5 your choice for news at 11.
Good night.